Okay, so it's become common knowledge that the United States citizens have become the most obese population in the world. My name is Erin Wolf, and I'm a certified fitness instructor at Spartan Arena in Rutland, Vermont, where I teach classes working with individuals to teach them healthy lifestyles. I also teach them not only to use gym equipment effectively and productively, but to live healthy lifestyles outside of the gym because the crisis in America has become so severe with obesity due to a variety of contributing factors. There's basically endless factors about obesity, but I'm going to talk about 4 today that contribute to it most effectively. The first one is marketing and advertising, and that's because the marketing and advertising industries in America target easily influenced individuals like children. And the second factor is parental influences because they are becoming less apparent. The third is sedentary lifestyles. Children are developing sedentary lifestyles and they're participating in less sports and participating in more video games and television viewing. The fourth is impulsive decision making. And so basically, the Obesity Journal states that 89% of stores spend over $200 million each year advertising to the youth. And they target the youth because they're easily influenced and they watch so much television that then after they watch the advertisements, they go out and they buy the products. So basically each year, the youth of America sees 7,000 ads and 60 hours of commercials about negative or poorly nutritious foods. And that accounts for 24% of all the television viewed in America. The Kaiser Family Foundation states that over 20 commercials a day are viewed by the youth of America just about poorly nutritious food. So basically what's happening is the kids are watching so much television that they're going out and they're buying the products because they're targeted by the television. Also in America, families spend less time eating with each other. The Department of Health and Nutrition states that 55% of married parents and 47% of single parents only eat breakfast with their preschool-aged children. So 40% of family food dollars are spent outside of the home, and that means that people are eating more calories and more fat because larger portions are normally purchased outside of home. The same survey also found that 33% of children in America don't eat any fruits or veggies during their day. And they quote that caregivers play a critical role in determining which kinds of foods will become familiar and desired by their children. So basically, if their parents or caregivers aren't introducing them to healthy foods like fruits and vegetables, they won't eat them. And then the third factor about sedentary lifestyles is from an article from The Lancet, which states that the obesity risk can be decreased by 10% per active physical activity hour, and then it can be increased by 12% per hour of television viewing. So basically, if you're not active and you're watching television, then your obesity rate increases by 12%. Children passively consume excessive amounts of energy, dense food while watching television because they subconsciously eat just for recreational purposes instead of nutritional purposes when they're watching television. So they aren't even conscious of what they're eating, and then on top of that, they don't go out and burn the calories because they're watching television instead of participating in active activities. Also, the BMC Public Health Department conducted a nationwide personal transportation survey, where they found that only 33% of kids who live within 1 mile of school actually walk to school. And all trips by Americans that are within a mile of their destination, whether it's to the store or to school or wherever, 75% of them take cars instead of walk. So that just goes to show how sedentary the lifestyles of Americans have evolved. And the fourth factor to the obesity crisis is it's basically the impulsive or compulsive decision making that Americans have developed over the years. Personality and Social Psychology Bulletin has issued a statement, and they created a subscale called the CFC Immediate Subscale, which explains how Americans base their decisions off of long-term effects or short-term effects. And they found that Americans are far less likely to make decisions based on their long-term health effects, and that more or less means that they're compulsive and they have compulsive buying tendencies and eating habits. So overall, the American eating habits they're due to a variety of factors, and they all need to be addressed in order for the American society to change. But in order for that to happen, and in order for the obesity crisis to improve, radical interventions and alterations will need to occur, or else the country will continue to spiral downwards into a severe vicious cycle of